recording. Okay, today we've done a lot of number games to understand the chords in a key and then to understand chord variations also inside the key. So in most songs, you're going to have about 5-6 chords. And assuming it's a major key, let's say G, you always have 1, 4, 5, which are major chords. G, C, D, 1, 4, 5. And 2, 3, 6 are minor. A minor, that's 2, B minor, that's 3, more rare. And then you have 6, E minor. So these are the 6 chords you usually have. So if you know the key, if you know that it's a major key, you're going to expect these kind of combinations. And that's the pattern for every major key. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. Or 1, 4, 5 major, 2, 3, 6 minor. And yeah, so that's in the key of G. And then what do? Instead of calling them in terms of chords, we give them numbers just to make things easier. It comes from Nashville. This is how they write chords as in numbers in a key. So 1, 4, 5 is just saves time because you can play exactly the same chords anywhere, right? So by moving it doesn't really matter, especially with the guitar and capo. But again, it doesn't matter which key. It's always 1, 4, 5. It's always major, 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 right? So then I gave you a chord progression. I asked you to play 1, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, and then 6. Right? And there are many, many songs with this specific chord progression. Right? Should remind you like thousands of songs. Or any combination of 1, 4, and 5, 6, like 1, 4, 5, 6. Or something, right? So that's quite easy, and I highly recommend doing this. First, have fun with the chord and come up with your own chord progression. That's the best way. You can come up again very easily with a chord progression, and you can sing something gibberish or wordless voice like na, 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 right? And then you can change the voice you created with lyrics, and that's how you get a song. And I think it's fun. It could be a song about lemons. I don't know, anything you want. I think this is really useful because I'm teaching you theory, but if you're not going to apply the theory, it's going to be really difficult to maintain it. So that's one way of doing it, doing activity. Another idea is to look at other songs, and again, it could be any song you want to learn. You can do it by ear. You can look at the chords. The idea is to make sense. You can develop your ear, but if you're not sure what chords they're playing, you can look in the same website, Ultimate Guitar, and figure out, just double checking that the voice is okay. Yeah, should be fine. So double check what are the chords, and if it makes sense, how these chords relate to a key, and if you can give the numbers, then you'll know that you got everything right. So that's the first number game. The second number game is the chord itself. Okay, so when you say 1, 4, 5, it's usually for a key because it's a common thing we say. But 1, 3, 5 is in a chord. So the chord G has, for example, G, B, and D, 1, 3, 5, which means any other chord with the number tells you what note you usually add or change. So the add 11 is 4 because 1 and 8 are the same, 2, 9 are the same, 3, 10, 4, 11. So you're thinking G11, okay, 4, G, A, B, C. You add the note C to the chord of G. And that's why this is the shape. And try the other numbers. So how about 4? 4 can be an octave lower, right? Which is this one. And that will be G add 4. Sounds a little bit different. G add 2. You add an A, kind of weird, or you can add 2, right? 9. 2 and 9 are the same, and that's a beautiful chord. G add 9, right? Very, very nice. And then the 6 will be, again, counting E. You can have an E like this, just by having an open string. Major 7 will be F sharp. Again, another beautiful chord. So again, this is just one chord in different variations, and you can try it for all the other 6 chords. And that's what I told you, that's how you kind of stand out. You start with a simple chord progression, and then you add some kind of movements, and it just makes it more interesting. Wait, one more thing. So, for example, specifically in 2 and 4, you can add them, or you can see sus2, short for suspended, meaning you're suspending the 3. In D major, for example, you have an F sharp, which is a 3. And if you play E, you have no F sharp, so there's no 3. You're suspending the 3 by playing the 2, E, D, E, right? And that's a D sus2. And you also have a D sus4 when you suspend the 3 and play 4 instead. D sus4. And then you usually have this kind of combination. And last thing, you can have fun by incorporating all kinds of notes, like the D. Right? It just adds some kind of nice melody and make the chord much more kind of fun and interesting than staying on the same one, the boring one. With some also harmonies and pull-offs. Then you said this reminds you of Mumford & Sons. And like the idea of having this is C add 2, and then you bring in the note E on a D string and add some kind of nice movement, melodic movement. So yeah, look again, use this to enhance your song, and look at other songs with their chords, and if you find a chord with a weird name, make sure you understand what it means. So just remember one more chord, slash, right? So D slash F sharp, the note after the slash is the lower bass note, F sharp in this case, that comes before D, which is the root note of the chord. It just sounds a bit different. Or C slash G. It's a C chord, but it sounds different because it's different bass.